Hey guys, so let's brighten this video up. I think that's good. So, it's been indeed a while since I posted anything on this YouTube channel, and thank you for everybody who subscribed and just been rocking with us. It's so many people like myself that's really pushing and putting themselves out there. So, it's really a beautiful thing, when there's opportunities like YouTube for people that, who do live a day to day life, but unfortunately either can't just do certain activities or work certain jobs, whether it's having a pacemaker or just other underlying health issues, mental issues, working on health, whether it's just dealing with transitioning from one way of life onto another, where it's like me coming from survival mode to moving in your first apartment, but yet income is not really stable, but you're still working on things. There's a lot of YouTube channels that I love to watch, and you hear that word niche. So I guess my niche is to show you the journey of what pressure is. And what is pressure? Is just applying a certain force to something. Jewelry. When you when you apply a certain amount of pressure to coal, it it turns into diamonds. So what I'm doing is that in between process. So originally I had this channel as just the YouTube channel for the record label. And over time, as you will see and have seen, it has been incorporating a lot of different things. You know, being able to just really understand and just take advantage and just utilize the the resources that I have, for the good, and just understand that, just because I may not be at one level today doesn't mean I'm not gonna be there tomorrow or in a year or 5 years. Nobody really knows what's gonna happen ahead of time, so we all have assumptions. And when you haven't been taught a certain way of life or privy to it, and you're just used to either seeing people doing the best that they can or just fix this light. Oh, okay, that's a little better. I'm gonna start getting some coffee cups. So the cup of the night is the Rick and Morty cup. Shout out to my wife, by the way, for getting that. So, and if you can hear that in the background, I highly recommend checking out Tekken 101. Great guy, Matthew Crawford. You know, if you're into One Piece like me and Bleach and just different animes, check him out. So, for me, I I'm just really learning into taking life really into consideration and just understanding just where I am and just learning to be more thankful. You know, working on building back relationships that I've broken, uh, learning to make new relationships, learning to come to peace with myself and with people that I would never be able to even say I'm sorry to, or just come to amends with them and just understand, well, you know what, despite how it ended, it's a lesson to learn from it and to understand it. So a lot of people talk about the wins. So I just like to talk about the failures and the downs and appreciating the downs. So when you get up, you learn to appreciate it more. And I'll tell you this, man, with all the things that I've done in my life, and let's say up to about 5 years ago, I would have never, you know, I just thought I would have never been worthy to be able to sit in this type of condition. And in the future, I don't know when you're watching this video, you know, my YouTube traffic right now is low. There, a lot of the subscribers that I have are either people that's family or there's people that I know, used to know. So I don't or haven't posted. So if you look from this video, from the date that is posted before, you will see that it's a big gap between what I was posting, and what I was posting wasn't really like videos like this. So and then you'll see from this video moving forward a difference. So I just been learning to, as my brother said, just relearning myself, relearning things, coming to understanding of the world, really, really not just looking at scriptures and just different philosophies and just different things of just like a feel good thing, like really look into it. Like my wife bought this, let me see if I could turn the camera around. So those who trust in the Lord will renew their strength. Right? So those who trust in the Lord will renew their strength. Isaiah 40 verse 31. That is an immaculate, like, powerful scripture, right? But it it's easier said than done when you're somebody that's actually going through it in that moment. And then you just say to yourself, like, what are you to do when you want to give up? You're trying this YouTube thing, and just like so many different people, you know, and it's just like, man, can you really do it? You can. You really can. It's the world is really as big as you think it is, and a lot bigger. A lot of people right now are able to see other family, like, just to be connected this way. Like, it would probably be somebody that hasn't seen me in a while that would see this video, and I could go back to so many different time frames of my life and people who I've met. Some will hate me. Some will probably be like, damn, he's still alive? That's crazy. Some will say, man, I'm so glad. And I acknowledge and accept. Like, if you guys were in front of me right now, some would probably, what do you do? These are all of the things that you have to accept, right? So if you read the Bible and you look at somebody like Paul, you're telling me that there aren't any Christians during that time that if they had seen him, they wouldn't want to put hands on him? We're talking about having the Bible and then having subcategory books like could go on for eons. Like, if you look at the world today and you put the happenings of the Bible in the world today, are you telling me that nobody will want to pull up on Paul? I don't care if he's Paul. I know him as Saul. I don't care if he says God changed him. I don't care. He took my brother, my this, and my dad, and my dad, and my this. So as I was writing in my journal, it has to take, and all of these things that I'm saying have had to have gone through Paul's head. I've had to have gone through Paul's head. Because if he said that he has to die daily, kill the flesh daily, that doesn't speak a huge confidence in his renewal in Jesus Christ at the time. It still shows that he, despite knowing what he's needed to do, he still knows that he can never forget the things that he's done, so he still has to carry it. But there's a difference, as I'm learning, between carrying something and being weighed down by it. If you give the average person military gear that a soldier actually wears, they'll be weighed down by it. But if you give the soldier the military gear to wear, they're carrying it because their body has been trained and strengthened to carry the load. Even though, so he won't give you more than you can bear. If my mother's watching this. So wouldn't that mean whatever he gives you, I can't carry it because it was only meant for you to carry it. And what he gave me, he won't give it to you because it was only made for me to carry it. Versus, that's another thought. Another thought could be, you look at an occupation, you look at a profession, you look at a field of study, a field of work. Why specific humans are, it's just like the animals. A lion is a lion, a deer is a deer, a zebra is a zebra. The lion uses let's use the external, its claws, its strength, its mouth, and then the inner would be its ferociousness, its sense of his carnivorous nature that was given to him. And then the zebra, uses what? Its legs, its speed, its will to live, to sense danger. So understanding these things is that there are things that's going to be given to us that it was meant for you and people like you and people that need to do what you're doing. So essentially, everybody in a sense could do YouTube if they wanted to. Everybody. And for all kind of reasons. It could be that you're making a video to show you're knitting or you're speaking or you're talking about anime, as you see right now, but literally everybody. So it would be no different than, it wouldn't be no different. So for me, taking all of those things, as I just said and stated, in consideration, what I'm doing is understanding all of those things and realizing that everything is a process, and within the process you're gonna experience a lot of things. Who knows? That's truly the thing. The next video I make, I could still be in this apartment. Then the 10th video from here, I could be homeless again, or be saying, hey, by the way, I moved into new house, or I'm able to visit my family. sometimes the one thing for anybody that's watching this that is from South Los Angeles, I'm not from California myself, and I've met a lot of great people in this city, but I've just also met just man. But that's everywhere that you go. But I will say is like that pause that you just see I just did, and I'm actually gonna leave that in. It's unfortunate that in this part of town, like you really gotta do it, especially this window that you see right here. Sometimes people walk by it. Yeah, sometimes people walk by it. I haven't seen because Figueroa is right out there on the main street, and if you're familiar with California, Figueroa is a extremely popular street of the night. I just try to be respectful when I walk and see them, and the ladies they be nice. And you say to yourself like, man, the mind, is just like you see somebody in a situation and you say like, and I've been there, and I've met people that have told me like, man, this situation that you're in, you really could come out of it if you wanted to. You really could come out of it if you wanted to. And it's like, if I wanted to. And it's just like another thing I wrote in my journal: the conscious, the subconscious, the superconscious, and the subconscious. So it's like, let's say right now as I'm making this video, there are thoughts that's going through my mind, and some of them are clicking, some of them are coming to the forefront while I'm speaking about whatever I'm talking about, and then there's some that it's not, but it's there, but I'm not clicking. And then you have the conscious as I'm speaking and as I'm talking about this video, and I'm aware the super conscious, whether it's me thinking, trying to think ahead of the next thing I'm gonna say, or just understanding what I'm understanding. So it's those things that I'm working to apply to myself, and just take life and my life in understanding and in the best control as I can, and looking at it and just saying, you're still breathing, so it doesn't matter if it's blessings or curses that's meant to come at your way. And now your power is giving you the ability to live, to experience them. So you gotta say yourself, is it worth living? Yep. Yes, Tekken. Best boobs in One Piece. Hey, but so more to come. Gonna, like I said, be talking about a lot of different things, posting videos like this, because I do have the record label. I do have a few artists that I'm working with, so we'll be posting their videos and songs on here as well. Diverse talent. I honestly, you know, I love all styles of music, because I do believe that, human beings, we express ourselves in so many different ways. But, what happens is when that form of expression becomes a deadly game, it transcends from the expressive to the from the meta, from the from the eso from the I don't even want to use none of those. I was gonna say metaphysical and esoteric, but really just from just that to you're actually doing it, and when you look and you just see like, man, it's just so many strife. It's draining. And even with myself, and I have my moments, trust me, believe I do. And I know how draining it feels and gets, so I'm just working on focusing on the positive. And just looking where my life is now and just saying, you know what, just take one step at a time and just be thankful because it could be a lot different. So, peace and talk to you guys soon.